Hello, welcome back to Saudi, welcome back to Riyadh during Riyadh season, and importantly, the car show. This is day 2, and this is the day I've been looking for because it's auction day, or should I say auction evening, as the sun beautifully sets behind us on another remarkable day. So 5:30, in about half an hour's time, a unprecedented supercar auction is taking place. I say supercars, it's actually mostly hypercars, which is incredible. There's too many to cover entirely, but I'm going to go in the auction. I'm going to take you along with me. We're going to be filming it live, and then I'm going to cherry pick the highlights, both for cars that fetched ludicrous money, but also some personal favorites of mine. And then we'll come back outside afterwards, and we'll walk around the very cars, all of these cars here. We can go and see the very cars which have just been through the auction. Yeah, super excited. There are some actual personal favorites here, which I'm interested to see what they go for, namely the SLS Black Series over there. That'll be fascinating. And then no doubt there'll also be some records broken around here somewhere. So yeah, let's take you inside the auction.
$700 for this wonderful car to start the auction. 2,000,007 bid. Thank you. 2,000,007 at 2,000,007. 2,800,000 at 2,000,008. 2,000,009. Thank you, sir. 2,900,000. 3 million. We have 3 million bid at $3 million. Looking to stay in 100s for you at 3 million. 3,000,001 will be the next bid at $3 million. At holding 3,000,001. 3,000,002. At 3,000,002, straight ahead of you, sir, at 3,200,000. Any advance at 3,200,000. Holding here. Have a good look at it. You don't buy it to be the last time you see this particular car. At 3,002,000. Anywhere else in the room? At 3,004,000.
It's crazy how the numbers jump up, isn't it? It's jumping up in the 100 grands now.
$3,400,000. Next bid will be $3,005,000. Any further bids this side? Any bids on that side? We got 3,400,000. 3,500,000 will be next now. $3,400,000. So ahead of you on the telephone, ahead of you there at $3,400,000 for lot number 100. Anyone else? Last chance for it at $3,400,000. Thank you very much at $3,400,000. Congratulations.
So, as far as opening lots go, that's the caliber we're dealing with here. It's, yeah, unbelievable. So, 3.4 million, lot number 1. This is going to get interesting. Okay, so genuinely, not in white, but I'm really interested to see what this DBS goes for, because I'm fascinated by a manual V12 DBS right now, so this will be interesting.
At $180,000, any advance at $180,000, nowhere else. For $180,000, 180. Thank you, congratulations, 180.
So, DBS ended up going for $180,000, which is about £140,000. That's before tax. If you were to send it to the UK, shipping, 20% VAT. Yeah, that went for much higher than I thought it would, so I'll be better off buying one in the UK.
Of course, electric powered, so you can't hear the noise this time. Electric powered speed. Of course, the Porsche 918 Spyder, and no ordinary 918 Spyder. This is the Vice Arc edition. Delivered new to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia with the Vice Arc option fitted by the factory, and this car has covered just 2,500 kilometres. Superbly presented in brilliant white with this red leather interior, great colour combination. 4.6 litre V8, the back, the car, but importantly 2 electric motors. The combined power of electric and the petrol gives 875 brake horsepower. Amazing. The Vice-Arc pack reduces the weight of the car by some 41 kilos, significant amount, and of course has the special magnesium wheels and the 6-point harness.
For the Spyder, $800,000 please, $800,000. Start me off here for 800,000. We'll start low. 800,000. 800,000. 800 is big. Thank you. 800, I have you there. 800. 900,000. 900. 900,000. Would you like 1 million, sir? At 900,000. $900,000 at the moment. 900,000. Oh, 900. We have 1 million bid. 1 million. Thank you. At 1 million now. 1 million. 1,100,000. At 1,000,001. Ahead of you. At 1,100,000. 1,000,002, but 1,000,002 I have bid, thank you. At 1,200,000, now we're on the telephone. At $1,200,000. At 1,002,000, 1,003,000, thank you now. 1,003,000. Would you like to go 1,004,000 on the telephone? These are all here in Riyadh. At 1,300,000. No more? You sure? At 1,300,000. Ahead of the telephones. At 1,300,000. Well done, 1,003,000. Thank you.
McLaren P1, the legendary P1, emerges from your right. Again, one of the fastest and most impressive hypercars in the world. Direct competitor, of course, to the 918 Spyder that we recently had through. The 918 Spyder giving 870 horsepower, as you may recall me saying. This P1 gives no less than 903 brake horsepower. Absolutely unbelievable figure.
Can I go in at $600,000, please? 600 straight away, thank you. 1017 and 600,000, 650,000, 650, 700,000 and 700,000, 700,000, 750, sir, 750 and 750,000. And 750, 800, 850, thank you, 850, we have 900 now, 900,000, $900,000 at the moment. Try 950, sir, at 900,000, 950,000, 950, thank you, on the telephone at 950. 1 million I see, $1 million now, and $1 million. I'll take 1,050,000. Should be 1.1, but I'll take 1,050,000. 1,050,000, and up front at 1,050,000. Now you're right on the telephones. I have the bid in the front row at 1,050,000, ahead of the telephone. Gentleman here, right in the front row at 1,050,000.
We're selling, so don't miss it.
At 1,050,000. Straight away here. Last chance for telephones, last chance for the back there. It's here, we're going to sell for $1,050,000. Sold to you, sir. Thank you very much. Do you have the number, sir?
And what a Mercedes-Benz it is. It is the SLS AMG, no less. But not just an SLS AMG, this is the Black Series. This is the car. The ultimate version. There is no faster or better or higher specification SLS in the world than the Black Series, the fastest one, the ultimate version. And it's pretty much brand new, this car, because it's got no miles. So it is effectively, although built in 2014, it is unused. Ladies and gentlemen, lot 110.
$500,000, please. 500,000 anyway. 500. 500 is big. I'll go in 20s. 520,000. Well done. And 520,000. At 580. Any further bids at 580,000.
Lot 111. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen some amazing cars here this evening, and we're going to see yet more, because the first time tonight on the stage will be in a moment a Pagani.
Has to be $2 million surely to start. At $2 million here, 2 million is big. At 2 million, opening bid of 2,100,000. Anywhere else? At 2,500,000.
Bayron with that fantastic black carbon weave, the Mansouri carbon body, extremely rare car, and just 2,500 kilometers from new. This car was supplied new and registered in the UAE, and it's here now as a very special, very rare car indeed.
Has to be 1 million to start. $1 million, 1 million please. 1 million straight away, 1 million I have, 1 million. At $1 million now, 1 million, 1,100,000, thank you, 1 million 1. At 1 million 2, thank you, 1,200,000, 1,300,000, 1 million 3. Paul, go that again, I like that, 1,300,000.
Magnificent looking. As I said earlier, the Black Series
This
is
is
the car
an
to
incredible
have.
spec.
This car is from 2014.
However,
Left-hand drive, of course.
what you might not have seen is that the interior on this is
so
also
will
as
be
yellow as the exterior.
The
It's
official
quite a
name of
unique
the
spec.
colour, which just suits it so well. 6.2 litre naturally aspirated V8, giving 631 horsepower to the rear wheels.
I would have started off at 500,000, 500,000, at 500,000, and we'll go in 20s for you. $500,000 to start bidding, 520, thank you, 520. Telephones come in at 540, 560, 560, at $560,000 now, at 560. Do you want to go 580 on the telephones? At 560 is ahead of the ball, at 560,000.
It's absolutely gorgeous, but the values are going nuts.
Thank you very much, Paul, for your bids, though.
So interestingly, even though the numbers are high, it's still not meeting reserve.
Complete again.
Wow.
Pagani Zonda Riviera, no less. Very, very special car indeed. I've never seen, personally, a more special car.
At $5 million, ahead of you, at $5 million. Coming in anywhere else at 5,100,000, thank you, bid, at 5,100,000. Now the telephones will join. At 5 million, 5,200,000, 5 million 2, 5 million 3, 5,300,000, 5,400,000, Will, 5,400,000. Shaking of heads, I think you have it, sir, at 5,500,000 US dollars. Last chance, round the room I go. It's here, it's with you, sir, and I am selling 5,500,000 US dollars. Sold to you.
Well bought, sir.
Well, 500,000.
Well, that was utterly bonkers. $5.5 million before taxes. Thanks for coming. Okay, so that was eventful. So we're back outside. I'm going to go and track down some of the highlight cars, or highlights for me anyway, that sold, and give you a bit of a rundown before rounding up this remarkable day. Okay, so in no particular order, this is the first car that I've stumbled across since they've been returned outside to the display area. Just as a spot of context, like, this is where all of the cars are based, and that green building, this is the auction hall. But anyway, back to the car. SLS Black Series, solar beam yellow. It amazingly didn't meet the reserve. I honestly think that price, I think it was heading on for $640,000. That is, of course, before taxes, before buyer's premium. I actually think that is a pretty solid number, so I'm surprised it didn't meet the reserve. But this is a really unique spec. Look, on the inside, it is yellow on yellow, so quite a choice interior. It's definitely individual, not necessarily to everyone's tastes, but still, this is one of my favorite cars on the whole lawn. All right, next contender, White Arc Pack 918 Spyder, ended up going for $1.3 million. Sounds a dramatic amount. You wouldn't get a White Arc Pack 918 Spyder in the UK for that much. I mean, take for example another 20% minimum on top of the value of that car just to import it into the UK before insurance and shipping. So yeah, I don't think that's a bad price really. Low mileage, incredible spec, exposed carbon roof, beautiful red leather interior, of course massive carbon wing, and these extra extensions on the rear diffuser as part of the White Arc Pack. Yeah, shaving just over 40 kilograms of weight versus standard car. Our other SLS Black Series, but this spec, I mean, super rare in red. To get a Mars red SLS AMG Black Series, they're definitely, as far as production numbers are concerned, in the single digits, and as opposed to the other car, the interior on this as well, if you can see with it being super dark, is a lot more conventional black on red Alcantara. Also, this is ultra low mileage. You would class this as delivery mileage. I think it was 87 kilometers on it, so it's basically brand new. So of course, what's significant about these cars is the last of the naturally aspirated V8s from AMG, and I'm not sure if we'll ever see a gull-wing Mercedes again anytime soon. Of course, the successor to this car is the AMG GT or the AMG GTR. We will be seeing a black series of the AMG GT launching soon, but we know that it won't have gull-wing doors. So that in itself, from a design point of view, is a wonderful historic nod to the lineage of Mercedes race cars. And here's another one we spotted on stage earlier, the Mansory Vincero, the carbon weave on this. So what makes this unique? Often with a more conventional carbon weave, because it's much tighter and thinner than this, when you stand back from a car, you can't always tell that it's an exposed carbon body. But with this, because the weave is so wide, there is no mistaking this from any angle that it is made entirely of exposed gloss carbon. Just look at it. And here's the star that opened the show, the Chiron Sport, no less. So what is remarkable about this is not only the fact that it just went for $3.4 million, sir, but the spec on it is rather impressive. So let's just go back to talking about carbon weave again. This is a really interesting contrast and comparison between the Mansory weave, which is much wider, which I was showing you earlier, versus a more conventional subtle weave. This is also a matte finish against a matte paint, and then we have this gloss panel up here with the 110th anniversary plaque proudly displayed on the side. And then if we go over to the top of the car, this is a relatively new option that Bugatti have introduced, which is effectively a sunroof panel in the roof of your Chiron Sport. So yeah, all in all, as far as specs go, this is well up there, and it opened the show with a bang. It's actually quite hard to find all of the cars which have been on stage. They're all out in this paddock of cars. They leave here, go on stage, roll back out again, and are parked at a completely different location from where they originated. So yesterday I got a good map in my mind of where the cars were placed, and now they're rearranged and scattered elsewhere. However, right in front of me is the P1 that just went on stage. So here it is. This just sold for over $1 million. Interestingly, these two cars, the SLS Black and the P1, have a remarkably similar color scheme. Not just because they're both yellow, but they also both have yellow interiors. Look at this. Really unique. Personally, I think it suits the McLaren a little bit more than the SLS Black. One other really cool and individual detail specific to this car is the VIN number of number 11. So this is a very early car and a really cool VIN, great spec. And arguably here is our star car of the show, the one-of-one Pagani Zonda Riviera. 7.3 litre naturally aspirated V12, developing 750 horsepower. But really, this for me is all about the rarity, but also just pure artisan nature of how this thing is crafted. The carbon work is exceptional. Originally built on the platform of a Zonda F, which also makes it quite special because effectively they've had to sacrifice a Zonda F in order to build the Riviera. And it's just incredible. I mean, the sculpture and the carbon and the rarity, also knowing what these sound like as well, that is also a massive contributor to how special this car is. We all know naturally aspirated V12s are somewhat of a holy grail in the automotive world, but also they are somewhat of a dying breed. So the very lucky owner who just bid on this, it'll be fascinating to see where it ends up. There was an international audience in there bidding on these cars, so this really could end up anywhere in the world. And yeah, hopefully it doesn't just go into a private collection. Let's hope the new owner uses it and drives it, and hopefully we'll see it out on the road somewhere in the world sometime soon. So there we have it, and the list goes on and on and on. I mean, look at the cars over my shoulder. It's endless. Half of these cars haven't even been through the auction yet, and there's countless other tents, and the classic cars haven't even started either. So for my first visit to Riyadh and to be part of the first Riyadh season and their first car show, I'm truly honoured. Honestly and truly, I didn't know what to expect when I was invited here. They have far exceeded my expectations. I'm not just saying this. The quality, caliber, the level of cars, certainly from the supercar and hypercar scene. I've been really fortunate to travel the world and go to some exceptional car shows, but I have truly and honestly never stood in the vicinity of such high level of car, like the quality of them, the rarity. On the previous video, I think we counted 10 Bugatti Veyrons and a couple of Chirons. Unbelievable. Koenigsegg's here, Pagani's here, the guys from Apollo are here, Aston have brought down their new DBX, There's this incredible atrium here full of even more amazing supercars. I just want to say a massive thank you. It's also a very exciting time for Saudi as a country. The developments here are astounding, and the energy's good, and that's the most important thing. The people and the energy are really good. So very excited. I'm really hoping that this show continues, that it rolls on into next year, and that there's even more car shows here. If this is day one, I cannot wait to see the evolution of this show. Look, over my shoulder, Koenigsegg Jesko, just kind of standing there. And then here's the Aston Martin stand, and down there is Pagani, and it just keeps on going and going and going. So massive thank you to Saudi Arabia for inviting me to this wonderful event. Congratulations on your first car show, and yeah, hopefully I'll get an invite next year. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I shall see you next time. Ciao!